This guy who, again, looks like a walrus on Ozempic, he got his house raided. He had a bad day today. Did not have a good day today. Had a very bad day today. Let's take a look at it. His house and office. Yep.
We're back with the Fox News alert. We're just learning the FBI agents have raided the Maryland home of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton.
Shouldn't have been talking shit. Shouldn't have been talking shit. That's what happens.
At 7 a.m. this morning.
Shortly after the raid began, FBI Director Kash Patel posting on X, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on a mission."
David Spunk joins us.
Man, I did see that. Let me see if I can show you. And they even had the other guy from the FBI, Dan Boingo, go and retweet it and say, yes, like basically, like, yeah, this is what we're doing. Public corruption will not be tolerated. Man. This guy's getting fucked.
Now with more on this breaking news. Hey, David.
Hey, guys, not much we can say at this point, but information will continue to develop. As you mentioned, about 7 o'clock this morning, FBI agents raided Ambassador Bolton's home. Notable, we're being told by two government sources that they are looking for classified documents as part of a potential leak investigation. We're told that Ambassador Bolton is not in custody. He's not under arrest. But it is notable they are at his Maryland home right now. We don't know how many agents are there. We're waiting to get a picture of the scene coming in right now. But we're told Ambassador Bolton, who was just on TV on another network a couple days ago talking about the Russia-Putin-Trump summit, is now under FBI investigation. Now, I want to be clear, these are long, and we're looking at some live photographs right now in Bethesda. That's clearly the road where Ambassador Bolton lives. And you can see some police cars outside there. But, you know, this is going to be a long process. We saw the raid of former Trump advisor Roger Stone's home down in Florida several years ago. Eventually, he went to trial. We saw famously in August of 2022, exactly 3 years ago.
I bet people are going to cry about this because they're going to say, like, oh, Trump is like, you know, like fucking going after people that are like against him politically. Shouldn't have tried to charge him with 34 felonies of the same thing. Shouldn't have tried to do that. Literally nobody gives a fuck at this point. Yeah, bro, like you wanted, you arrested him, you gave him a mug shot, like, yeah, you fuck around. Yeah, exactly. Like they should have never started this shit. Big mistake. Trump is not above the law? Well, very clearly, he obviously kind of is. I mean, as soon as he became president, all of these ideas about him going to jail immediately disappeared. Like, it just, I mean, basically did. Like, that's what happened.
A bit more than 3 years ago, the raid on Mar-a-Lago that still has the FBI in hot water. That's a little bit of a different situation as it was a former president, but it deals with classified documents, guys.
So I did not realize this, but there was a probe going on when President Trump was in office last time because John Bolton wrote a book. And he violated his NDA, the president said, in doing it. And he felt as though there were classified information in that book. The probe dropped when Joe Biden became president.
Of course.
So is this picking up where...
Yeah, you see, like, I mean, the thing is, they both do this. Like, all the parties do this shit. Everybody acts like, oh, no, you can't do that. Like, this is just like political targeting. Nah, bro, like, they always do this. Yeah, they do this shit all the time. This entire reason people warned against this with Trump. Yeah, now I want him jailed in the handcuffs. Yeah, exactly. Like, look at how these fucking people live. I mean, it's a nice place. It's a nice house, sure. Both are bad. Yeah, but like the thing is that if you start a game and you say these are my rules and you start working that way, you shouldn't be surprised if somebody goes and does that to you. That's really what the issue is, more than anything. And so, like, I feel like that's really where, a lot of Trump's, like, in my opinion, I think Trump should go after him as hard as he can. Trump should go to try to put these people in jail, like, put them up for treason. Do whatever the worst thing is you can do it. Because that's what they would have done to you. And if you don't do it to them, they will do it to you given a long enough timeline. They tried to ruin his life? Exactly. Yeah, treason, big no-no. Yeah, always do it. Always do it. Never, like, this is the way I always look at things. If somebody would do something to you, do it to them first. Immediately. Don't let him even have the chance. It might sound like a bad way to say it, but he's a king. What is this here? And he's not a king, you loser. Well, neither were they, but that didn't stop them. Yeah, that didn't stop them. Like, I'm not saying that he should, be the judge, jury, and executioner. Yeah, no, man. Like, you gotta do whatever you can. Get them before they get you. It's that simple.
That left off, David.
Timu,
it's
Colonel
possible.
Sanders.
I don't know with 100% certainty, but it is notable, guys, that John Bolton, Ambassador Bolton's security clearances were stripped earlier this year by President Trump. Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, took that security clearance away. They had concerns. The administration had concerns about Ambassador Bolton still being able to access some of these documents and have some of those security clearances. It's also notable that John Bolton had a security detail as well. Because of the threats from Iran on his life. That security detail, that government federal paid security detail, was also taken away by President Trump. So Bolton was to have to get some private security. So we're looking outside his home right now in Bethesda, Maryland. We're told that Ambassador Bolton's being cooperative. He's not under arrest, not in custody at this point. But still notable, 7 o'clock on a Friday morning, that the FBI all of a sudden is knocking on the door of John Bolton's home. And I also will say
John Bolton's a 50-year loyal Republican celebrating his arrest just because he criticizes crazy. I didn't like the Republicans 50 years ago. I don't like a lot of them now. I'm not playing this team sports. You got plenty of imposters as Republicans. Nope. Nope, it's a new day.
Important that, this is not just the FBI able to do this. A judge has to sign off on this. There are other layers involved here. It's not just the FBI says, let's go to John Bolton's house tomorrow morning and see if he has any classified documents. There are certainly more procedures in there. A judge and others would have had to sign off on this, as well as people at the Justice Department, presumably Attorney General Pam Bondi. No comment right now, though, from the Justice Department. No comment from the FBI as well.
So this started 40 minutes ago, and so agents are still, we believe, in the house right now going through things?
I bet.
That's what we're told.
Yeah, he's having
absolutely.
A bad time.
They're going through
things. Very
bad
day for him.
It's not clear if he's still on scene, if he's in the house while this is happening. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the subject who owns the home or owns the property is not there. We know during the raid at Mar-a-Lago, President Trump was not even there at all.
Somebody says Bolton's the biggest war hawk there ever was. Well, you get what you deserve. Yep. That's right. This guy helped orchestrate the Iraq War and was the head of USAID. Man. That's just too bad, huh? Bolton's leaking things he shouldn't have. Yep, he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it. Sucks to suck. Yeah, he put himself in a situation. And that's just that's the place he is. He's not a good person, brother. It doesn't matter. Does it really matter? The thing is that, again, of course Trump is going to do this.
Summer, and he doesn't live at Mar-a-Lago in the summer. So it's not clear if
he could have retired. He could have gone off and fucked around, and all the bullshit that he did wouldn't have happened. But he had to go and run his fucking mouth. He had to go and start talking shit. And you know what happens when you talk shit? Sometimes you get got. And he's getting got. That's what happens. Yep. Poetic justice, yeah. We don't know if he's guilty, though. Doesn't matter.
Ambassador Bolton was even home. We're working to find that out, but we know that he was
seems to be a good thing.
This is his primary residence. This is where he lives. He does TV appearances. He's still out and about. So it's unclear exactly where he is right now, but I'm just told he's not in custody. This deals with classified records, potential classified records.
Yeah, autopay forgotten.
At which point we'll see down the
mistake.
line if a grand jury feels there is enough evidence for charges. But this is really the first step in what could be a long process, because they have to bring, first of all, agents have to sift through this information, go through all of this information.
Somebody says, you're okay with Trump potentially weaponizing the DOJ against political dissidents? Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, duh. Absolutely. Because if they're a political dissident and he's weaponizing it against them, a weapon is only as effective as, its target is. So basically, if there's something that a person's doing wrong and they're getting in trouble for it, is it really weaponizing or is it justice? I don't think they should make up crimes. What? What I mean is that, you can only use a weapon. A weapon can only be effective against something if you can hit it in the right way. You see what I'm saying? Right? You can use a pool noodle as a weapon. It's not going to do anything. You use a sword as a weapon against a tank, you're not going to have a good time. So you use the right tool for the right weapon, or the right tool for the right problem. So no, I obviously don't support Trump making up, inventing charges that don't exist and then putting people in jail for crimes that they didn't commit. But what I do support is people that actually did do something wrong being held accountable. And I think everybody supports that. And I find it to be very annoying and obnoxious that this is such a partisan issue. If these people are breaking the law, they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, they are actively ignoring and not listening to different types of NDAs, like in his case, and then writing books about it, then shouldn't there be a degree of accountability for that? Because if there's not, then these people are effectively above the law. So it's not about going after your political opponents. It's about going after people that are breaking the law. And if the people that are breaking the law are your political opponents, don't let them manipulate you and trick you into thinking that, oh, well, they're your opponents, so you can't go after them. No, you should go after them even harder, because they already went after Trump. Yeah, it's that simple. It's simple, logical thinking. Yeah, it's not about whether he's against them or for him. It's about whether this person broke the law or not. Yeah, you can point and squeeze the trigger, but all you want, but without a bullet, it won't fire. John Bolton handed Trump a bullet. Yeah, exactly. If these people are committing crime, I don't want people to go to jail if they didn't do anything wrong. Duh, nobody thinks that. But if they did, then yeah, of course they should go to jail. It's obvious. Seems kind of weird that he was targeted, considering he was vocal against Trump. If Democratic Trump did it, you would scream conspiracy. Yeah, and people did for years. And then they said, no, it's not a conspiracy, because look at us. We're also arresting Hunter Biden. And then in the last day of his presidency, Joe Biden pardoned Hunter Biden. No, absolutely not. There's an obvious double standard, and they weaponized it, and now they're mad that the thing it's being weaponized that they used is now happening to them. That's what they get. You shouldn't have done it.
Could take weeks, that could take months. Then they present that information to a grand jury. A grand jury would say we have what's called a true bill, which means an indictment, and then the court proceedings happen. So I don't want to get over my skis and predict that that's going to happen. May not happen, but it's still notable that this is going on right now.
Yeah. In these raids, the New York Post is reporting that they busted into his home in Bethesda, Maryland. In a raid, normally, do they have how do they get in the house? Would they ring the doorbell first and Bolton would come to the door?
Correct. Yeah, that's usually what it is. They would ring the doorbell.
They say they have a warrant,
that's the proper way that agents usually handle these situations. There's usually kind of a de-escalation of these things before tensions rise. And sometimes if they need to, they need to bust through the door. I've not confirmed that independently that they busted through the door. I'm not sure if it was any sort of ramrod or anything like that. So I don't want to get ahead of it, but that is possible. Yes, they will if they feel that they have probable cause to get inside and need to get inside. I will note we've not heard from Ambassador Bolton yet. I'm sure we will through his attorney.
He's probably mad.
Or possibly himself. So it's something we're going to watch and see what he has to say. But as of now, this is still going on, 42 minutes or about 45 minutes or so into this on a Friday morning in a busy news cycle here in Washington, D.C.
So, obviously
if I speak against Trump, can I commit crimes? Chatter's crazy. Support, oppose, whatever. Activism isn't a license to do crime. Yeah, absolutely. You can't use this as a precedent to go after everyone who talks trash about the president, basically shutting up anyone who disagrees. That allows them to make up charges and arrest anyone they feel like. Well, if that's what you think, then you just didn't listen to what was said. You're not listening or paying attention to what's being discussed. You're just simply reciting what you believe. They already said that this guy violated security clearances in the past. He violated NDAs. And he also could still be in possession of confidential information, even though his security clearance was removed. Like, they very clearly explained what the problem was.
Comes after there's been renewed scrutiny of James Comey, former FBI director, and some of the leaks that came from his office. Do we have any sense that there are other figures that the FBI is looking at as part of this investigation?
Yeah.
Well, we're not clear what.
Sounds like they're making an optics argument. Yeah. Oh, this looks bad. I don't care about that. Who cares about that?
Investigation is specifically, but yes, you're right that Fox has reported independently, yes, that agents are looking at James Comey. They're looking at, when I say agents,
Trump for this exact reason. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what's so crazy, is that Trump got raided, Mar-a-Lago got raided for this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The exact same thing happened.
I should say the Department of Justice, looking at James Comey, looking at James Clapper, looking at John Brennan. Clapper was the former director of national intelligence. John Brennan, former CIA director. So it's not clear if this is related to that, because John Bolton kind of hung in different circles than Comey and Clapper. He was on the inside during the first Trump administration as his national security advisor. So I'm not exactly sure if this is related to that. But it's notable this is related to classified documents. It looks like there was someone there in the front door. I'm not exactly sure who that is when the camera...
We were seeing FBI agents walk in, and then someone walked in. It looked like a female in civilian clothes, but it looked like she was holding papers, so maybe she works for the government.
Could be. Yeah, could be. Exactly.
Thank you so much.
No problem. When we find out more, we'll let you know.
John Bolton was a contributor here for years. He was a vital member of the Bush administration. And when he walked in...
Used to be.
To help President Trump, there was a lot of optimism there would be a good match. They did some good things. He said, I was never proud of the president that when he walked away from the second Kim Jong-un meeting and refused to acquiesce, allowed to have a nuclear weapon, so he walked out. So, but since that time, he's been an extreme critic, even as late as last night.
Yeah, he's just a fucking retard. What are you going to do? You're going to take away their nukes? How are you going to do that? Oh, that's right. You want to start another fucking war. And, entangle us with a war in North Korea over some fat retard that isn't even doing it. Like, he can barely even run his own fucking country. And you're worried, you're trying to get involved with this. Like, yeah, you're right. We should have never let them get nukes. But that was years and years and years ago. So, yeah, anyway, it looks like this guy, probably nothing's going to happen to him. I'm usually all in on the nothing ever happens. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Blazing Fall with the call. Yeah, I don't know really what this is. Why now? Oh, people are mad about it. Let me go and I'll watch this one here.
He thought that the president's summit in Alaska with Vladimir Putin was going to be a disaster. In fact, even before the summit occurred, he said that Trump had handed Putin a win. In fact, Trump went to social media to criticize Bolton for those comments. Yeah. And now, a few days later, we have this. We don't know there's a link, but we certainly know this is a president who has promised retribution.
Yeah, this is chilling. It really is.
These people have no problem laughing and cheering whenever they go and they put Trump in jail. They put Roger Stone in jail. They put all these, they try to put these, I didn't put Trump in jail. They tried to put him on 34 felonies. Like, I mean, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? What the fuck is this? It's such a joke. Yeah, they do it whenever they're doing it, it's justice, and when somebody else is doing it, it's lawfare. How convenient for them. Wow.
Listen, John Bolton and I disagreed on many things back in the days when I was serving in public office.
Yeah.
But I don't think very many people that know John Bolton would argue that his beliefs were intellectually sound. You could disagree with him, and that he gave a lot to this country in terms of time and his intellect and his work ethic. And it clearly, this is retribution. Clearly, this is you.
Yeah. Well, if he broke the law, then isn't that the problem? Like, I mean, shouldn't you think about, like, what's crazy about this is nobody's even discussing whether he did something wrong or not. It's all about the implication of it. And this is what I was saying before about how, like, so much of media is fixated around optics, and so few media is actually fixated around facts and a discussion of what's going on. She's thinking about it emotionally. Yeah, this is emotional thinking. This shouldn't be regarded as serious by anybody that's normal. The fact is that, did he do something wrong or not? It's that simple. That should be the focus.
Using the FBI in a way that not only tarnishes the FBI, but it tarnishes our country. I mean, this is what they do in countries where they don't have rule of law. It's
crazy that they think they can say this and have any degree of sympathy after they threw Trump through the ringer after January 6th, all of the different felonies that he was getting charged for, and putting other people that were around him in jail. Like, you have literally no credibility, no ground to stand on with this at all.
That's what happens when despots take over, like Putin.
Who did that? Yeah.
And John Bolton has always been critical of how, I mean, he about lost it when Trump wanted to invite the Taliban to Camp David.
Yeah, he's a fucking retard. He's a retard ideologue that doesn't care about doing what's best for the most people. He cares about doing what he thinks is the right thing. Well, that's great, but when people die because of it, whose fault is it? I'd say it's yours. There's a lot of people that have very strong morality that often involves other people making sacrifices.
It's chilling.
What a waste.
Now, do I think they're ever going to have evidence to convict this man of anything in a court of law with a jury? No, they won't.
Then why are you worried?
But they can make him miserable.
Really? I'm sure Trump wasn't miserable at all. Yep, there you go. After they try to throw a former president behind bars and prevent him from running in 2024, they should be the last ones to talk. Yeah, there's no sympathy for this at all.